know how much I hate that song.
Want to sneak in here a little bit, get a little closer? I won't bite.
No. Put some away. Well, hi, everybody. Man, you're going to hear that theme unless you go to FS1 tonight. Well, hi, everybody, and pleasant Monday to you wherever you may be, sticky as it is. Welcome to the Heedy pregame show with James and special guest, of course, Todd Fox. You may know him from such shows as the Around the League show here on Heedy Network. Also, the Todd Fox postgame show, which, of course, will be after every Angels game. Other from Sundays, you'll see me. Mm-hmm. What else do you do? Yeah, the Heedy podcast, the flagship podcast.
Grinding True Crime.
And then Grinding True Crime.
Yeah.
Don't listen at night. Don't do what I did. First game of a 3-game series, Todd, in San Diego. And quickly, just your thoughts about the series that was against the Arizona Diamondbacks, how that all went.
Very, very disappointing. Offense was very stagnant and flat. I was, again, if they didn't have the home runs yesterday on Sunday, if they didn't bash their way to a victory, they wouldn't have put anything together. Like there was no real rallies, no getting guys on base. It's been over and over, same old song and dance. I don't know if we're going to see any kind of change via trade until we get a new coaching staff because, again, they believe in the long ball. Chicks dig it, and that's all they can go with. And, look, they were in all 3 games. Mm-hmm. But just pitching-wise, they held up with Arizona. I felt hitting-wise, they were lackluster at best.
Yeah, so now the Angels face the Padres in San Diego, another team that has trouble with runners in scoring position. We were looking at the stats earlier, of course, and they were well down below there, like bottom 5. So that's something these two have in common. First game tonight coming up at 6:40, first game of the 3-game series. The Angels at 45-41, the Padres at 38-46. Last series recap, of course, the Angels lost 2 of 3 at home versus Arizona. The Padres lost 3 out of 4 in Cincinnati. I guess no shame now losing to Cincinnati because they have a young group. Somehow David Bell has kept that job there in Cincinnati. But the standings right now, looking at the Padres are 4th in the NL West, 11.5 back of first place Arizona, who we just talked about. 8 games back of the wild card. The Angels are 3rd in the AL West, 5 now because Texas lost.
Correct.
And then 2 games back of the wild card. And we'll get to the scores later. Some Angel news that came up. There's really not much for some reason today. Watch it will all come up after the show. And by the way, go to Heedy on Halos in the Infield on Twitter. It'll have all the news from the Angels.
Instagram as well.
Instagram, Facebook. Well, Facebook, yeah. Okay, so Shohei
Facebook's like the newspaper you read tomorrow about today.
It's going extinct. Shohei Ohtani, so he won Player of the Month for June. And reason he did, he had 15 home runs in the month of June. It seemed like at the end of the month is when middle and end of the month is where he really got hot, especially that Kansas City series. And then from there, 15 home runs, his highest total in a month, franchise record. And he beat his own record in, I believe, August or June of 21, where he had 13 home runs in that year. So he beat his own mark. 7 doubles, 3 triples, 29 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, and an OPS of 1.444. So that tells me that he is worthy of all that contract talk as it keeps going up to $600 million, $550. It's a big risk at the end of the year what they're going to do. On the mound, he was 2-2, a 3.26 ERA, 30 1/3 innings pitched, 11 earned runs, and 37 strikeouts. So Shohei, congrats to him getting the Player of the Month award for June. He definitely deserves that. So today, let's get to today's game. Game, of course, 6:40. If you're not in the Southern California area, this game will be on national television, FS1, wherever you might find it. Just check your local channel
Fox
guy.
affiliates. Yeah.
That's right.
Mhm.
So today's starter, it's Jaime Barrera going for the Angels. He's in 5 starts, I think 17 games overall. 5 of them were starts. 2.92 ERA, 49 1/3 innings pitched, 16 earned runs, 42 hits, 40 strikeouts, 16 walks. He's given up 7 runs. His last appearance was against the White Sox last Wednesday on the 28th. He got the loss. He went 3 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, and no strikeouts.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the 93 miles per hour four-seam fastball, 85 on the changeup, the slider at 85. Do you have any keys how he can strike out and do well against San Diego today?
Jaime's just got to keep the ball down. You know, like don't make any mistakes, don't fall behind, keep the ball down, and don't rely on your fastball. Like his other pitches are phenomenal when they're on. All he needs to do is get ahead with a strike here and there with a fastball, or maybe go after a player if he's got him 0-2 already. And if he keeps that set fastball down and painting the corners instead of like nibbling, he should be good in this one against those aggressive San Diego hitters. I just want to point out real quick, Ryan, what's up to Robert real quick. He's love Robert. And then also Ryan checking in with the 2 slumping teams are going streaky right now, are kind of streaky. The Angels and the Padres both have lost 4 straight series. So something's got to give in this one, right?
And they can't split.
Yeah, you can't split.
These two can find a way to split.
Someone's got to win this series.
For San Diego, their starter for the Padres, Blake Snell, the left-hander. That's why you'll find out Moniak isn't in the lineup. The Fortnite phenom. Remember, he was saying, "Bro, I'm risking my life on that live Fortnite video." So he's a video game enthusiast. Jordan shoe collector from Seattle, born in '92. He was drafted by Tampa Bay. Not in the regular draft, but the other one in 2011. He's made his major league debut back on April 23rd of 2016.
Was he a Rule 5, you mean?
No, it was the C draft, CA draft. I can't remember what that's called.
Yeah, what's
yeah,
someone's gonna say it in the comments. I can't remember.
He's 4-7 this year with a 3.21 ERA, 87 innings pitched. 63 hits given up, 114 strikeouts. So he can strike out a lot of people.
And he's been hot this month.
Yeah, 31 earned runs given up, 42 walks, 11 home runs, and this will be his 17th start. His last start came also last Wednesday, I believe. Yeah, in Pittsburgh. He got the loss. He was a tough luck loser there. The Padres could not give him anything. 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and he struck out 10. You should be getting a win. He's got the 95 miles per hour four-seam fastball, and I'm taking a look, of course, at his zone here. He keeps that pitch in the zone, but the other pitches he has, if you take a look here, his slider, changeup, and curve, they all dip out of the zone on the left or the right side of the batter's box. So he's able to get those righties out fairly well, and then the slider goes in on the right-handed batters, and it's just something to look forward to if you're watching today. He uses the fastball and the changeup to his abilities, and he does that well, and that's the strikeout pitch. Is his changeup's low, fastball try to go by you, but that's when he gives up the home runs.
Real quick, not to interrupt, but I'm kind of but this is the MLB site, right, for pitches
Baseball
in the zone?
Savant. Yeah.
Oh, Baseball Savant. Okay. You know how they tell you if you're in a psychiatrist's room and they say, what's that look like to you? And they throw an ink blot on the thing? Vagina. That looks like it just does in the box on that particular one. I'm like, what is he throwing at? Vagina.
And you know what's funny? For the longest time, I never saw the home plate there. So
Yeah.
it's like you're playing on the show, and you're facing the pitcher.
Yeah.
So that's what you see on this Baseball Savant. I thought you were gonna say, oh yeah, what you said, but I didn't think you were gonna say the V word.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's okay.
It's a kid's show.
You can't see, you can't tell what it was, but I was like, oh, okay, I see that. But no, that was fun.
Yeah, sorry, I took you off your.
No, that's good. thinking baseball or something else. What do you think is the strategy to beat a hot pitcher like he is now? If you're the Angel hitters and you have a bunch of righties in your lineup, other from Ohtani.
Well, and that'll get us to our segue. Robert wants to know our take on Ward. I will say this: it's going to take hitters that are going to go the other way, especially if you know, because right now the Padres know you have a bunch of hitters that like to go pull the ball, and they're going to try to jam them inside or pitch them outside. I'm sorry, to get them to pull the ball. Where the Angels got to take advantage of that is poke the ball to the right side. Have they done that? No. Obviously, a good way to pitch a hot to get after a hot pitcher would be to bunt and stuff like that. Take pitches and make him throw in the zone. You know what I mean? At least the first time through the order. But we don't do those things, and I'm not sure if they even read the scouting reports. So it's hard to say what we know we should do, but do we do it? No. And it's funny because sometimes Angels will come out there and kick ass. And it's like, wow, they really did their homework on this pitcher. But then on most nights, especially the last, 5 to 10 games, they have just looked like nobody did their homework. No one's turning in their homework in class. No one's showing up early. They're all showing up late, and they just look unprepared. They put the lineups in a hat, and whoever pulls their name out gets to play. It doesn't look like there's any rhyme or reason to anything that they're doing.
All right, so before we get to the lineups and the other news at hand, just want to give a shout out to our sponsors, 714 Tickets. Again, they gave us some swag stuff for the tailgate, and shout out to the people that did come on Saturday for that and much more.
Kroom Dogs for catering. If you need an event, he's really good.
Yeah, and if you're looking for Angel tickets, Padre tickets, other MLB tickets, concert events, and theater shows, look no further to 714 Tickets for great deals on those events. No hidden fees or surprises at checkout. And right now, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, do you know how many people were coming up to me saying, dude, I got a really good deal on those tickets. There's no service fee. There's no charge. See, Mama Luigi just wants 714 tickets, 714 tickets. And that's basically, we had so many people like, dude, we saved a lot of money by doing that. So we continue to encourage you guys to do that. They're very good with us, so we're very good to them. And it's you scratch my back, we scratch yours. And, we had a lot of tickets sold because of that. And we've been selling a lot of tickets, too. So
I know Fernando is going to tonight's game, and that's where he bought the tickets. And he gave 714 Tickets a shout-out on Twitter. And then right now, for a while, put in the code HITI, short for Halos in the Infield. You get 10% off at checkout. And then you'll be in the drawing for the free Halos jersey, courtesy of Halos in the Infield 714 Tickets. I believe that's at the end of every month.
Yeah, we're going to get another winner here coming up here because obviously we're into July now. So be a third winner already.
Wow. And then get 5% off of your purchases in the future. So it's all wins here at 714 Tickets with Halos in the Infield. It's a winning combination. I can't believe I never said that before on the show.
And by the way, if you're thirsty, where do you want to go?
Oh, well, first, let me give you the number for 714 Tickets. You had to call in for those special tailgate tickets, but now you don't have to. But if you want to talk to somebody, Alejandro was very helpful getting those tailgate tickets.
Ask for her or Bradley.
Bradley, that's the other person there. So 714-842-5387 if you have any questions about 714 Tickets, just call them and make sure. So if I'm thirsty before an Angel game and let's say, hey, I won't pay for no parking. I don't want to give that guy no more of my money.
You mean farty?
Yeah. I'm going to go to Noble Ale Works, of course, 1621 Sinclair Street, Suite B, Anaheim, California, 92806. It's right across the street. You go on that Shell station, it's right there.
It's behind it. I mean, it's not that far of a walk. Again, you're saving $20 that you could either use at Noble, which would be nice since you're parking for free right there. Mm-hmm. Again, during a game, if you leave the game early and you get there when they're still playing between the 7th and 9th inning, it's buy one, get one free. So you can go with your girlfriend and get her a free pint beer with your purchase. And their beers are $5. You cannot beat that. You ask for the
$5.
Yeah, $5 for the can. That sweeping the keg one. It's pretty good.
I got to try that.
And then you say, hey, I'm with Halos in the Infield or Halos in the Infield. Just say that, and they give you an additional $1 off your beer. So I mean, come on, dude. I mean, you can't.
And hopefully you have a shirt from Halos in the Infield and you could just wear it or show it, and boom, you got the ticket. You got the discounts there for drink specials, and then again, free parking there for Angel games. It's a good walk. I mean, if you're feeling a certain way, you can get there and you'll feel better, and then you'll come back to that area, and then your car will be there. Don't worry. And you'll
they got
feel
cameras
good.
everywhere, so you're good.
You're good there before and after. Someone was mentioning, oh yeah, they have security over there or whatever.
Oh,
I said,
yeah.
It's fine. It's normal. Well, Southern California normal. Again, try the brews there, the tasty eats from all the various local food trucks. Their schedules on their Instagram page at Noble Ale Works. So
Mama Luigi says, get some Heelys. That's for lazy kids. Just skate over there.
oh, that's what the
Yeah,
I never had. Of course, I'm not going to be skating.
You know what
anywhere.
sucks is like I always had, raising my daughters by myself basically, and I had a budget, and I wanted to get them Heelys when they were in junior high and high school when they first popped out. And I was like, dude, like I want to get them the Heelys, but they were always expensive. Like, buying for girls that are about the same age, they were like $90 to $100.
Damn.
I can't like put down at times. There was always something that would come up when I wanted to get them the Heelys. And so then, like, finally when I wanted to get them Heelys, like, they were too old for them. They didn't want them anymore. I'm like, damn it. And so then, like, the other day we were hanging out, and they saw this kid with Heelys. They're all, remember, Dad, you didn't want to get it for us? I'm like, well, when I did have the money, you didn't want them. You outgrew them, so leave me alone.
See, I grew up in the 2000s, Mama Luigi, but I never even thought about them. Or I think I had a Razor scooter, but those were good days.
Good times.
Good times. I was skinnier. Okay, so make sure after every Angels game you check out the Todd Fox post-game show. He'll give you a good rant if they lose, a little bit of praise if the Angels win. And then he'll read your comments and take some of your phone calls. Some, not all phone calls.
Yeah. We do get inundated sometimes. So.
Hopefully there's going to be a newbie night. We'll see how that can work because, well...
We've been getting some fans.
Yeah. I heard a few last week of some new people and then people that comment and then they finally call in.
Yeah,
That was good to hear.
Yeah. And then what was cool was meeting Mike. Shout out to Mike. He's QB1 here on YouTube. He flew in from Milwaukee with his wife and then also had family here. He bought 7 tickets to the tailgate. He helped us out a lot. Like, he didn't even have to serve, but he was helping me serve food at the tailgate. So that was really cool. Yeah, that dude was awesome. He came at like 12 o'clock and was like, bro, I want to help out. I'm like, okay.
That's right.
So that was cool.
Also, check out the new Around the League show. We just did one this morning.
Posted it to YouTube.
Yeah, so it's there already with me and Todd Fox, or Todd Fox and I should say, every Monday morning.
It's a regular thing now.
9, 10 o'clock whenever I get up.
It depends on his schedule.
Like, that's my only off day sometimes, but, I'm up and ready to go. Also, check out the new Halos in the Infield flagship podcast, or if you want to call it something else, on YouTube.
Shit podcast.
Well, today it was with me.
No.
On search Heedy Halos in the Infield on all your podcast forms. So Podbean, Spotify, Apple, Google, among other podcast mediums.
Share if you can. That would be awesome.
Yeah, and then they did one, of course, at the tailgate on Saturday, and that will go out.
I got to upload that. That's actually late, so we'll do that right after this.
And that one, you'll hear some wind. You'll hear me in it, probably.
Yeah, we were live from the tailgate.
We were ragging on Sandoval, what he can do, what he should do. It was really good. And also check out all the Heedy social media forums out there, of course, here on Halos in the Infield, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So it's all here.
There you go.
Can I have this?
You can have that.
Cool.
You can grab the whole stack if you want, because I got thousands of those cards, so we were passing them out.
Maybe you can get one of these if you'll see me at the stadium one day.
Dude, we got to pass out those Thunder Sticks. We have too many of them now.
Oh yeah, they're over here.
Yeah.
Anybody needs some Thunder Sticks and relive the 2000s
1,000
like me and Mama Luigi would
Skinnier and good times.
hopefully, but the next homestand or whenever we're at the game again, maybe we'll hand those out before we go in and tell people
hide them.
put them in their pockets. All right, so After all that, let's get to the lineups. The
Yeah.
Angels will lead off with Taylor Ward. in
Oh,
left field.
yeah. Let's start with that real quick.
Explain why.
I know it's a lefty. I know the percentages say you take a lefty and you put him against, or take a righty and you put him against a lefty. And it's, the righty, you can see the lefty, but he's not seeing the righties or the lefties right now. It makes no sense to start him in the lineup right now. I really can't stand the fact that we continue to push Ward. And it's one thing to put him in the lineup against the lefty, but why are we putting him number one? He has not been a legitimate or even close to a mediocre leadoff man all season long. Leadoff man makes contact. They work walks. They do sacrifices. They do whatever they can, steal bases to get into scoring position, to get on base for your power hitters. And since we don't have a traditional number two either, and we're flip-flopping all the time, Trout at number two, Ohtani at number two. Some people like it. I hate it. I love traditional 3-4s. I wish we had a healthy, to me, the perfect lineup would be Moniak, and then it would be the dude that was just injured, Urshela, and then you would go Ohtani, Trout. But right now, that's my perfect 4 to start. And then I would not even flirt with Rendon anywhere close above 6. I'd have him between 7 and 9. And
Wow.
instead, we're having this dude hit cleanup. So already, to me, in my mind, despite Trout's struggles, despite how hot Ohtani is, I still trust those guys 1,000 times more than their bookends of Ward and Rendon. And unfortunately, those 1 and 4 guys have to sandwich those two guys who at times can get on base and can at times hit the long bomb or whatever to get some RBI. So, yes, I hate this lineup today.
Yeah. And Ward, you mentioned it. He's opposite of what a leadoff hitter should be. The lazy fly balls. He doesn't work a count.
Exactly.
It's just, it's like you're tailor-made for being like a 7th or 8th hitter, honestly.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
6th even. Like they kind of flip-flop when Moniak is there. They flip-flop 1 and 6. So. Okay, Trout will be batting second in center field. Ohtani will be the designated hitter batting third. Batting fourth, everyone's favorite, Anthony Rendon at third base. Batting fifth is Hunter Renfroe, the first baseman, coming back to San Diego where he used to play in right field. Batting sixth is Arado Escobar, the second baseman. Batting seventh, the switch hitter Luis Rengifo is out in right field today. He's gonna have those right fielders are gonna have a tough time with the sun. It's the same setup as Angel Stadium, so that's gonna be tough sun there in right
As
field.
it sets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chad Wallach will be the catcher batting eighth, and then batting ninth will be David Fletcher.
And look at the average right there. Now, again, everyone got super excited when Fletcher came up, but he's been not doing that well since being called up, reverting back to some old ways. Chad Wallach, we were very high on and still are. I think defensively he's solid and everything else like that. Calls a good game when he's allowed to. But his average has gone down. I don't know if he's broken that 0 for yet. Because last I checked, before he was,
like it.
yeah, he was like 0 for 21. His average was like close to 280 at one point. It's down to 220. So he's been an automatic out, and he starts against most left-handed. Because again, we can't trust Theis, even though Theis was on a roll there for a while. He's not as strong as I think as Moniak to break out of like a, hey, you're benched for 3 games, now come in there and start. Moniak is. He keeps, whenever called upon, he's been pretty damn good. But that lineup is troubling me today. And the fact that, Renfroe's struggling. I mean, look at these comments right here. Robert's saying Ward should be in Utah or in a Brewer jersey. And then Ryan, I love that comment right there. Ohtani would have 80 RBIs at least if Ward would get on base. Yeah, that's so true. And then you got Mama Luigi with Neto needs to come back.
Drury and Neto would be coming back. Well, not Neto right away, but Drury will come back that first Friday against Houston.
Yeah, I do agree that we'll see both of those guys.
You think Neto will
I
be
think
back
Neto
by
will
then?
be back because there has been about 4 straight days of the things I've heard through the grapevine that he's just had no discomfort, no nothing, and they've started like minimal training with him, or at least soft toss. There's been nothing, no swings, no nothing like that. So again, that would probably take a few days. But dude, getting those 2 guys back in the lineup is going to be really, really nice to help out.
And Alex, I know you mentioned Ohapi, but I don't think he's going to be back this season, to be honest with you. It's one of those injuries you don't play with, you don't come back right away from. I just don't see that as much as we want him to.
I know he's making tremendous strides, but just that is risky. Yeah, I'm totally with you on that one.
Because the worst possible case scenario is like, okay, you rush him back, he gets hurt again, he's out for most of next year. You really don't want that. Escobar is against Snell. He's hitting 143. Fletcher 200. Otani, listen to this though. Otani against Snell's hitting 667, so that would be really good. Rendon's hitting 333. Rengifo's 0 for 4. Trout is hitting 200 against Snell, and then Velasquez and Wallach are both 0-fors. Let's get to the.
And how is Velasquez still on the team? I know we talked about that earlier on the other show. But, I mean, again, you have Jeremiah Jackson, you have Soto,
Kyron Paris,
and you just ignore, just
they're not ready yet. We don't want to rush them.
But I mean, we've rushed up other players, and you have him. I mean, look, I rather check like that's why at first a lot of people were saying cabbage. I'm like, no, let's let him sit down there because we don't want to rush a guy too much. And then I'm seeing like, hey, he's matching Adele's numbers. He's one of the league leaders down there. Maybe we do take a flyer on this kid and just at least give him a couple weeks and see what he could do. Don't bench him, start him. And then the same thing with Jeremiah Jackson. We've been hearing good things about him. He's not blowing everything up down there, but he's got to be better than Squid.
You think anything would be, right?
Right.
Anyone. So for San Diego, their lineup goes as this. Ha-Seong Kim will be leading off at second base.
Okay.
Batting second, the all-star selection of the Padres, Juan Soto in left field. Mm-hmm. Batting third, Tatis Jr., who people thought was a snub out in right field. The numbers can project that. Batting fourth and cleaning up is Manny Machado of the Padres. Batting
Tough
third.
season for him.
Yeah, the average is pretty much down. Batting fifth is Xavier Bogaerts, the shortstop. Mm-hmm. Batting sixth is Jake Cronenworth at first.
He's their Taylor Ward this year.
Yeah.
Look at those numbers, 208, 7 homers, 27 RBIs. He was good last year.
And the funny thing is, though, they have a lot of infielders. That's why Tatis was moved to right field. Mm-hmm. So Cronenworth, he's a great second baseman. He makes all those web gems and all that. They put him to first now, and you're losing that defensive guru right there. And you're just wasting him at first base. He can stretch and all that, and if he have any hitter or any line drives hit toward his glove side, that's fine. Or not his glove side, but his hand side. But other from that, you're losing a great defensive player at second. Gary Sanchez, remember him with the Mets and before that the Yankees and Twins. He's catching for the Padres, batting seventh tonight. Batting eighth is Matt Carpenter, the designated hitter. He's only batting 180.
Wow.
And he's in a platoon row with Nelson Cruz, who you'll probably see tomorrow. Batting ninth is Trent Grisham. He's the center fielder. This guy, I'm trying to compare him to somebody, but he's a guy that will only get singles, home runs, or he'll just pop up, and it's always to right field. He does nothing else. He plays a very nonchalant center field. You'll notice it today. If he has any fly balls hit to him, he'll act like he's cool and just. It's just the weirdest thing I see about him. So one thing to look out for these Padres. Tatis Jr., he's got the most home runs with 16. Soto has the most RBIs with 46. And then stolen bases, Tatis has 14, Kim has 13. So when they get on, they do like to run, unlike other teams, the Angels. So against Bearia, there's not too many players that have faced him. Bogaerts is 2 for 4. Cronenworth's 0 for 1. Nelson Cruz, but we'll see him tomorrow, is hitting 444. Grisham's 0 for 1. Machado's 2 for 4. Oder, who you may see late in the game, is batting 154. Remember all those years with Texas, with Oder. Soto's 0 for 1, and then Sanchez is hitting 250 against Beria. So we knew that coming in that he wasn't going to be familiar with some of these Padres.
What gets me on that lineup real quick, James, and I want to see if you're getting the same vibes. If the Angels the Angels want to win this game, they've got to keep 6 through 9 off the bags tonight. Because if you look at those averages, 1 through 5 are kind of scary for, if you look at just what they could do between Kim, Soto, Tatis, Machado, and Bogarts, they might get theirs, but if you could limit them. But if you can handle 6 through 9 and not let the number 9 hitter kill you, or number 8 in this situation with Carpenter, I think they have a good chance to win. But if those guys are getting on base before the starting 5, we're in trouble.
Look at that. The top 6 of that lineup, that shows you, man, that should be a playoff team.
Correct.
You should get runners in scoring position and not try to get just swing for the fences.
Correct.
But that's what they're doing in San Diego this year. You thought the Angels running runners in scoring position stats are bad. The Padres one is bottom 5. Like I mentioned, it's really, really bad. I love, if you go on to read the comments, I love what Luigi mentioned with the 2002 lineup.
Yeah,
how it should be.
Mama Luigi said Eckstein, Erstad. And that's, look, you just stop right there, because if he had a perfect lineup like that. Because, again, Eckstein was that kind of hitter that would work walks. He would go the other way. He'd bunt. He'd do whatever you asked him to do. He would do it. And only if you gave him a green light, he would maybe charge into one and hit 3 or 4 a year. That's it, And then Erstad, there's not much else to say. Erstad would bunt on a 3-0 count up the third base line and beat it out, steal a base, and be at second before you blinked an eye. Tim Salmon was Tim Salmon. Hit to all sides of the field. Garrett Anderson would be king of doubles, hitting the gaps. If you shaded him too far to the right, he'd hit it to the left side. I mean, beautiful hitter. I love Garrett Anderson's swing. Troy Gloss was just like, you need a 3-run homer, here it is. And he was also a guy that would stretch a double, hit down the line, work a walk. I mean, that was very underrated of him, was between him and Fulmer, the way that those two guys could work walks. Those guys would look like they just wanted to crush the ball, and then all of a sudden they're just working a walk and getting on base for guys who were sneaky good, like Spezio, who would slap the ball. Benji Molina, same thing, that would do whatever the situation. These are situational hitters that, from Fulmer down to Kennedy in her lineup, that would just say, okay, what do we need right here? And it would either come from the dugout, them saying, okay, we need like a bunt. We need you to hit the other way. We need you to work a walk. Just get on base. That type of thing is that lineup that she presented. Like, for most of those guys would just do whatever you asked them to do. Egos aside, let's play ball. I want to win. And they were all gamers.
Robert mentions Eckstein would take in that bat, would take one for the team. I was just thinking about it. Ever since Neto left, it doesn't seem like the Angels have been hit by a pitch. Because Neto had, 8 or 9 before he left?
11. He set the record.
The record for a rookie shortstop, I think, was 21. I got to look that up.
But for the Angels, he broke the Angels one.
Yeah. I got to look that up, but it just seems like that. Like, nobody's been hit lately.
Yeah.
You would have thought in that 25-1 game, if this was 30 years ago, the Rockies would have hit the Angels.
10 years ago, yeah, they would have thrown at them. Yep.
There would have been something. So the schedule ahead, the Angels have 2 more tonight, of course, and then 2 more in San Diego. Tomorrow, Ohtani will start for the Angels. Musgrove will go for the Padres. In the third game, you have Patrick Sandoval trying to redeem himself, and that's going to take a lot. Seth Lugo will be the projected starter for San Diego on Wednesday. The times of that game, by the way, tomorrow, 3:40 for 4th of July, and then the getaway time at 5:40 on Wednesday down at Petco Park. And I would for anybody going down there, I would say, hey, get down there early. Avoid parking, take transit or Uber. Check out the Gaslamp Quarter.
Yes.
Take advantage of any happy hour specials going on. The Mexican food. TJ's there as well, for those of you that want to try that. There's so much going on. Go to the zoo, whatever the case is. Make a week out of it. It's going to be a really good time in San Diego for the Angel fans. And then Thursday, the Angels have off. Then Friday and Saturday, they are in LA at Dodger Stadium.
County.
And then the Angels start their all-star break on Sunday ahead of other teams. So will the Dodgers. But it's weird how these freeway series, these games end on a Saturday and there's no Sunday game. It's just weird how it is. Quickly, the MLB scores. There's a couple finals today. I slept through them, of course. The Brewers and the Cubs played in Milwaukee. The Brewers won 8-6, and we had a wild game in Arlington, Texas.
One that came into our favor, kind of.
That's true.
I mean, if you had to pick your poison, you got the outcome you wanted today.
The Astros won 12-11, but they were up 10-2, and the Rangers came back to tie it at 10, and then this is the part where I fell asleep. So somehow the Astros won 12-11, so that was a wild ball game in Texas.
And now there's the standings right there, updated.
The Astros 3 back of Texas, and the Angels 5.5 back. Seattle remains 8.5, and Oakland 27.5 for anybody that's keeping track of.
And the Rangers are 3-7 in their last 10. So again, I'm telling you, I've been telling you all season. The haters weren't believing me, but Texas is falling back to. I mean, that was a desperation move, which we didn't even talk about. Them getting the left-hander Aroldis Chapman. You know, they desperately need pitching. They don't have anybody except Will Smith in the back end of that bullpen. So their bullpen's very flaky. They go out and get another lefty. Houston is starting to creep up. This is without Alvarez. So the Angels need to make a move as well. They really need to make a move.
And what's unfortunate for Houston's series coming up, they are hosting Colorado.
Correct.
Now, they're one of the worst teams. Didn't look like against the Angels on Friday and Sunday. 4th of July, the Texas series, they go to Boston. They can hit well, do the Red Sox. So I guess we're all Red Sox fans right now. I don't know. That sounds weird. The other scores that are coming up, somehow they had a lightning delay, but they made their way through it.
It was a lot of
in
sunshine.
Washington. A lot of sunshine.
Yeah, sunshine.
Yeah. Top of the 7th, the Reds lead the National Series 2. The also same score, St. Louis leading Miami into the 6th. 3-0 Orioles leading the Yankees, so that's good news. Bottom of the 4th there. The Braves lead the Guardians 3-0 in Cleveland, top of the 5th, so that's also good to keep Ohio down.
Yep. Screw Ohio.
The Royals lead the Twins in Minnesota 1-0, just underway. Later on, the Giants are hosting the Mariners at 6:45.
Who the Mariners quietly are starting to creep back into it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're only 8.5 out.
They used to be like 9 or 10.
They were double digits,
Yeah.
and they're kind of starting to win, which is kind of scaring me. That's why I think we really need to win tonight to creep within 5 games and try to smell that. See, look at Alex says Angels and Houston will be battling for the West. My inner Halo honk is coming out.
Later on, real quick, the Pirates are at the Dodgers today at 7 o'clock. Keller and Grove going for each of those teams. That sounds like a matchup, those last names, from like the 1950s. Keller and Grove. I haven't seen a Grove in forever.
Fastball Keller's going to go tonight for a Grove against the Dodgers.
Yeah. Wu is going for the Mariners, and then Logan Webb will go for the Giants. Surprisingly, the Giants at 46-38. I don't know how these things go.
Yeah.
So any other comments we can talk about? I know Mama Luigi was mentioning the 2002 team was a good lineup. Good players, knew their role. Hall of Fame caliber coaching staff and their will to win. The Halos. She also says the Halos need to go on a winning streak so badly.
Sorry, we're going streaking through the quad and into the gymnasium. Come on, everybody!
Yeah. And so for the future, I don't think I'll be on Wednesday, but tomorrow should be on Tuesday. Among all the 4th of July festivities, I'll try to find a quiet place to do the show. It's going to be loud where I am and wherever you may be. Unless you're out in the open.
Dude, right here is a war zone, dude.
War
so,
zone.
like, yeah, so it's going to be hard, like, to do the post game tomorrow.
What about tonight, though?
Not tonight. They don't shoot them off as much.
At midnight.
Yeah, no. Tomorrow it's going to be to 3 a.m. They're going to go from.
That's true.
They'll start doing it around dusk, around 6, and then it'll go for a good 6 hours. And these guys, I don't know if they pump them in from those. What is it called? The
Mexico?
No, not Mexico. Well, New Mexico and stuff like that. Yeah.
So there's a report. Kershaw, we mentioned in the Around the League show, had the injury. He's on the IL, so the Angels will not face him most likely this weekend. So that's a very good
That's a plus.
sign. because you know what he does against the Angels
I
and
can't stand that guy.
everybody else in the major leagues. So, Todd, hey, thank you for having me on this. Today
on
we
your
got
show.
a lot of shows. No, I mean the whole day. We had the Around the League show, which we do, filling in for the what do you call it? The flagship
Yeah.
Halos in the Infield podcast, and helping me do the pregame show. So it's been a fun day. My mouth is dry. We've been talking a lot. It's going to be a quiet game.
Well, we'll get we'll get this set up here for you too, because I know we want to work that out. Get James with his intros and stuff like that. But it's we're just looking for what is it, a laptop or something?
Well, whatever you have here,
Yeah.
all the dynamics.
We'll get you because we just need to get you on the OBS, because get that we got the intro set and get you all like squared away. So that'll happen. But yeah, I mean, if you haven't checked out James's show, the pregame show, he handles it like this all the time. Takes care of, gives you all the stats, gets you going. Sometimes it just depends on how early or late the goddamn rosters come out for the night or the lineups. So
today was surprising because it was like 3 hours before. That was surprising.
Usually we get the road ones first, right, or the opponents.
Yeah, and then because it's probably the first game of the series, it came out. Phil Nevin had to put his philosophy on the lineup right away on the bus ride down from Anaheim.
He's like, let me sprinkle some philosophy on this lineup.
What'd she say? Mama Luigi said, you know how the Golden State Warriors basketball team has the chant Warriors? The Angels should have the chant Halos. I would love to hear that at Anaheim Stadium. Well, everybody's busy on their phones, so nobody's really paying attention.
Yeah.
Alex says, how you not going to play Mickey, especially he's from Carlsbad. He went to La Costa Canyon High School. It's funny, I've probably seen him as a little kid where I grew up. It's kind of close nearby, so who knows? The funny thing, because there was a thing where he mentioned he was at one of the World Series games in '98 as a little baby.
Mm-hmm.
So he has ties with the Padres, going to games and Angel games too. But because it's a left-handed pitcher, philosophy again doesn't want to put Moniak in.
Can't trust those lefties, I guess. I mean, it boggles my mind, dude. I mean, again, watching those teams back in the day, baseball hasn't changed, but I certainly remember since Mama Luigi brought up the Angels 02 and teams like that, and even beyond that. Did we ever see Erstad out of the lineup when a lefty pitched? Did we ever see Anderson out of the lineup when a lefty pitched? No. You freaking put your best players out there that can get the hits, and we just seem to be like, let's just play the percentages. I don't care if they're 100 points weaker or their stats are weaker. Let's just go with that. It's like, dude, you're giving games away, and again, it boggles my mind how still a lot of fans on other pages and especially on AM 830 will be like, we need pitching, we need Scherzer, you need freaking hitters, and you need coaching.
Robert says, Moniak out because Ward has gum on the back of his head. And Lakers fan Japan, shout out to you saying we got this.
Yes, thank you for checking in again. This is a pregame James show.
Everybody checking in, thank you for the comments, and hopefully I'll be on since it's 3:40, hopefully around 2:40 tomorrow, depending how much I get done on the grill at the family house. There's gonna be a lot of cooking, a lot of.
Oh, you're in charge of
No. Well, I'll just help out the fam.
Oh, okay.
What we're doing, a lot of ribs.
Wait a minute. Do you use the term fam bam? Please tell me.
I never heard of that.
Thank you. Good God, I hate that. There's certain terms I hate, and fam bam
Bay.
is one of them. Yeah, bay's another one. Don't you dare call me your bay.
Oh, the Pirates have their last name. The guy's Bay, and he's wearing number 3, I think.
Really?
Yeah,
I
there's
remember,
a Bay.
I remember they used to have Jason Bay, but that's not the
But
same.
B-A-Y, yeah.
B-
What's the recipe tomorrow? Lots of barbecue sauce.
Ooh, is it homemade though?
No, hell no.
No,
No.
I've done it with molasses, brown sugar,
Molasses?
a little bit of mustard, and brown sugar.
I'm gonna put some brown sugar in there for sure. I'm gonna try to dip something in because I know everybody wants it like the way it is. They don't want any sweetness in it. But I'll put it on mine.
Did you taste last time when he was down here? We had that. I forget what it was for a football game or whatever. We had some sort of event here, and Tony made those barbecue beans. He threw
Yeah,
all-
those are really
Oh,
good.
those are good.
That's
dude.
right.
Yeah, he kicked ass with them beans, man. So, dude, if you're in town tomorrow, I got to run by and grab a rib or two, man. I got to come by like Chris Rock. How much for one rib?
I love that scene. All right, we'll end it here. Thank you for watching pregame show. Again, check out the Todd Fox postgame show after each Angels game, other from Sundays. Thank you again for joining us, joining me, Todd, I should say, and everybody out there joining us. Hopefully the Angels can win this series. You say sweep, like you said in the podcast. I say 1 out of 3. We'll hope.
I've got my inner honk on.
Thank you, Mama Luigi. We'll see everyone later. Everyone take care. Go Halos.